are some of the things they need to consider?
Yeah, every kid is different, so there's no perfect age to give your child a phone, but you just want to make sure that when you do give your child a phone, you become familiar with what is on it. So there are some great screen time controls already built into Android and Apple phones, where you as a parent can go in before you ever hand that phone over to your child and set some limits on maybe how long they're able to be in certain apps, completely block other apps, or even have the phone turn off at certain times of the day. So I really encourage parents to familiarize yourself with the phone first before you give it to your child, and take advantage of those screen time and parental controls that are built right into the device.
Okay, so that's for the device, but once kids go online, are there some other tools, Carly, that parents need to know about that can monitor their kids' activity?
Absolutely, and before we even get to that, I do think it's really important to talk about this relationship with your child. So, you wouldn't throw your child into a car without teaching them how to drive. You wouldn't have them walk to school if they didn't know how to get there yet. So we're going to teach first and establish that relationship. So I really believe in not just, banning your kid from everything or being overprotective or checking their phone all the time, but using an app like BrightCanary to really open up that conversation. Okay. So BrightCanary, you can get it in the Apple App Store. It's going to be installed only on the parent phone. You're going to log into your child's accounts on Instagram, YouTube, Google, and it will monitor those accounts no matter what device they're on. So maybe they watch YouTube on their iPad, but then on their phone they use Instagram. It's going to pull the data from all of that and give you alerts as a parent when there's something perhaps dangerous, inappropriate, maybe something with self-image that would harm them in that way. So we're not talking the extreme here. We're just talking those little things that could really get into kids' heads.
Ooh, that's really important. Well, as a mom, what are some of the other features you really just love that this can do?
So I really I can go into the settings in BrightCanary, and actually there's little sliders for each of those things I just mentioned. So let's say inappropriate language. How strict do we want to be about that? And I can slide it for what would be appropriate for the age of the child. And then it's just giving me information to have that conversation with my child. So I'm not trying to block things. I'm not saying you are never going to use this, because let's be honest, we need to teach them how to use this technology. It's a reality. We all use it as adults, right? So I get the information. I can say, hey, I noticed when you were messaging your friend on Instagram, there were some things that were said that we probably should talk about. And have that conversation. So I really love that it's developing that relationship with my child and teaching them how to use the tool. I also love it has a password vault, because passwords are too important to write on Post-it notes and on scraps of paper in the drawer. So all of your kids' passwords can be stored. It is simple and it is super secure. And so kids are forgetful, moms are forgetful. It's all right there in the BrightCanary app in that password vault.
What do your kids think about this? Like, do they feel like it's Big Brother gotcha, or do they appreciate it?
Not at all, because it's not Big Brother gotcha, right? So I think they really like that they're given access to the apps that their friends are using. They feel like they're empowered. I trust them, which is really important. Kids need to feel like their parents trust them, and we can have those conversations. So it's a really nice balance of peace of mind for parents, but also kids feeling like they do have some independence, but they can be safe when they're using those devices.